This news update is brought to you by...
They ask us how we do it, how we outrun the world. They ask us, how does it feel to fly? How do we dive headfirst into the deep? And emerge victorious. They ask us if we're afraid, if we're nervous, or if we ever feel lonely, so far away from home. But the truth is, home is always right here with us. Get ready to witness the magic of the Olympic Games like never before.
It's Monday, August the 29th, 2016, and this is your Barbados Today Morning News Update. I'm Emmanuel Joseph. Thanks for joining us. Topping the news at this hour, the Freundel Stuart Administration is accused of being too broke to effectively execute its garbage collection program across the country. Addressing the Christchurch East constituency branch of its opposition Democratic Labour Party last night, candidate Wilfred Abrams claimed that the government cannot even afford to pay contractors to remove full garbage skips and provide empty ones. Abrams said the government only acts on skip removal when the problem is highlighted in the news media.
You want to know why the government is having difficulty in having skips collected about the place? Why you keep seeing the pictures with the skips overflowing? The government has some skips, but the government contracts for the provision of skips in most places. The reason the people are not paying for the skips, are not collecting the skips, is because the government owes those people so much money and they've said we're not providing the skips. So when I go in the press and I lambaste and I show pictures with the skips full, somebody goes and begs somebody or makes a promise to pay or pays some money to get that skip picked up, so I shut up. Well, I on a mission. I am going to identify every skip. If you see a skip, call me. I'm not playing with him. If you see the skip and it's full, call me. I am coming with my camera. And I will expose it and it will get cleared.
A reformed drug addict and pastor has pledged to win back those young people who have been taken over by the drug pushers. Pastor of International Empowered Ministries, Roger Husbands, believes that the state of drug use by young people in Barbados has taken them back to the conditions of slavery.
Our fathers have fought for this, for us to be free and not slaves again. And what we do is drugs is an easy way to slave a mindset. And it don't have to be the way people who slave us, we can slave ourselves by the drugs we use. Sorry, I should have some help there. Because drugs itself will keep your mind on the slavery and make you feel as though you cannot achieve. And I want Barbadians to stand up. I want Barbadians to stand up. And when you see drugs in your community, when you see young pushers in your community, when you see drug lords who you run down the road from you, report it to the police. But Crime Stoppers is an anonymous organization you can call, and not your soul knows who you are. But we cannot sit by and allow young people to waste their lives away because they have issues or problems. What we need to do with our young people is to put them in programs that whatever they're going through, they can receive the right help and the godly help. That's right.
Hearing in the Employment Rights Tribunal continues this afternoon with more cross-examination of the head of the government agency facing an unfair dismissal claim before the body. When hearing ended last Wednesday, Director of the Barbados Vocational Training Board, Henderson Thompson, was on the witness stand for more than 2 hours, during which time he admitted that the board erred in handling the dismissal of its former Marketing and Public Relations Officer, Jasmine Valerie Payne, 2 years ago. Thompson will be back on that stand again this afternoon at the Tribunal's headquarters Warren's office complex. In sports now, the West Indies have won the T20 series against India in Florida. Having already won the first of the two-match tournament on Saturday, Yesterday's second 2020 international ended in a no result thanks to the rain. Umpires called off the match after a delay caused by rain and concerns about the problem areas on parts of the outfield. The start of the match was delayed by nearly an hour because of technical reasons.
There's regional and international news after this short break.
Get your paper, get your paper. Only 225, 220. Who? For what? That's Bear Still News. I don't read about that on Barbados today since last night. That can't only can't do. 220. Who?
Barbados Today. News you can trust.
Secure your future, be financially strong. Since 1983, we have been there for you. A smart range of products, great tax benefits. We're the solution to your hopes and your dreams. The Barbados Workers Union Cooperative Credit Union. The Barbados Workers Union Cooperative Credit Union. Humble beginnings to smart loans, smart savings. Save smart and borrow smarter. That's the move for me. Stability, prosperity. We're the solution to your hopes and your dreams. The Barbados Workers Union Cooperative Credit Union. The Barbados Workers Union Cooperative Credit Union.
Welcome back with news from the region now. The president of the Public Service Association in Trinidad and Tobago has asked citizens to stay away from work today and pray and fast over pay that's owed to government workers. Watson Duke says people may also join him and other public servants on the promenade in Port of Spain this morning for pray and fast.
He's urging the membership to observe a day of prayer and fasting on Monday, August 29th from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m.
The Public Services Association has dedicated Monday, 29th of August, a day of solemn prayer and fasting. Persons are asked to stay at home, pray and fast, or they can come to work, pray and fast, or they can join us right here on the promenade and pray and fast.
Duke says the fast is for workers who are still not being adequately compensated. Another area of discontent is the arrears owed to various arms of the PSA.
The main leftist rebel group in Colombia, the FARC, has ordered all its fighters to observe a ceasefire for midnight. The ceasefire brings to an end the group's 52-year-old war, one of the world's longest insurgencies, after 4 years of peace talks in Cuba. The final peace agreement will be signed in the next few weeks. FARC leader Rodrigo Londono, known as Tomeleon Jimenez or Tomenko, gave the order to stop firing. On the international scene, London's Notting Hill Carnival has gotten off to its typically raucous and trouble-prone start, with dozens of arrests and scores of injuries. Sunday's beginning to the two-day festival featured a colorful parade through the West London that attracted tens of thousands, many of whom danced in the streets. Police say they arrested at least 47 people for crimes including drugs and weapons possession, sexual assault, theft, and public disorder. Police and paramedics deployed in force for the annual event celebrating West Caribbean culture in Britain. Italian authorities plan to investigate whether negligence in building codes contributed to the high death toll in last week's earthquake that killed hundreds of people in that country. We pick up the story in this report from NBC's Lucy Karfonov.
And authorities are, in fact, looking into launching possible investigations, possible criminal and even homicide prosecutions for whether folks took shortcuts in building up their homes, for example, using more sand than cement and essentially using shoddy construction, whether they were responsible criminally for the deaths that took place. But right now the focus is still on recovery. As you mentioned, those heavy bulldozers were removing materials from Amatrice, one of the most hard-hit areas. They are still recovering bodies, but of course nobody has been found alive since Wednesday now, so the hopes are all but gone for finding people still holding out there underneath the rubble.
That's news and sports, but for the very latest, visit our website at www.barbadostoday.bb. Also subscribe to our e-paper, email updates, and like us on Facebook. We are also on Izumi Media in bus terminals or screenplay at supermarkets and gas stations near you. as well as channel 99 on Flow TV and Mix 96.9 FM. I'm Emmanuel Joseph. Have a fantastic day.